Muted. Yo, what's up? What's up, though? What's up, though? Welcome to the Arguments Lead Man Cave, one of the only places on YouTube where men can still be men. I'm your host, Lance Single, and we got something good for you today, folks. It only can be done in the man cave because this type of shit women not interested in. But men can rock with this. Today, as I stated earlier, this is about the earth, the size, the position, the shape, what the fuck it do. All these, look, man, this is going to end with this right here. This series of videos, there should not be any doubt of what shape the earth is. Flat out. Bottom line. It's over after this. I am the final boss of this shit. Real talk. Let's get off into it. Is the earth a cone, flat, or a sphere? Hold on, why this shit ain't showing on my channel? Hold on. Okay. Is the earth a cone, flat, or a sphere? So I had a debate set up the other day with one of the debaters at SVDL, and the dude couldn't make it. So what I'm basically going to do is do my presentation. And when this presentation is over, you guys should have a greater understanding of really where the hell we at. The earth is not a globe. There is nobody supposedly in Australia and China walking upside down. I have never been on an airplane, and in order for the plane bottom to stay parallel to the ground, did we turn upside down and end up on the bottom of the earth? That's a complete fallacy. It's bullshit, y'all. Stop believing that shit. Okay? And the earth cannot be flat. Why can't the earth be flat? Because no matter where you are on the earth, if you're in the south, in order to go north, which would be Alaska, no matter where you're at, you got to go up an incline. You have to elevate in order to get to the center of the earth, to end up beneath the Polaris star. You have to elevate. So the earth cannot be flat. This is my opening statement. Is the earth a cone or a sphere shaped, or is it flat? I assure you that question cannot be definitively answered from neither I or any of the opposition combined scholastics nor resources this evening alone. I mean, we can't prove it to you. We really can't prove anything that we're saying, and most of the information is secondhand information. Somebody already done the footwork. Let me continue. Neither of us can ascend to the height nor afford the travel distance personally to attest any of the information any of us will ever provide. But for the sake of debate and dialogue and higher thinking, we do participate with this exercise in research and edification. In 2022, we as a people that give a damn should not be ridiculed by the common man that has received his knowledge of our whereabouts by the very entities we now identify with being our oppressors. With infamous government involvements in projects like the Tuskegee experiment and conspiracies like the so-called moon landing, we as blacks or even the common whites should be skeptical of any data provided by mainstream science and allowed for independent exploration into their claims of their research. This evening, I will be providing my stance using the same terminology common in science use, but I will try to provide a different understanding of the used terminology. For instance, from prior debates, I have pointed out and proven gravity is electromagnetism. I will be asserting an alternative explanation for how the earth is shaped, and how it's used. And I will be using, what it's shaped like and how it works, using maps mentioned, the writings of the ancients, and more recent writers of antiquity along with a little bit of science. I will also be providing the actual path of the sun and how it relates to heating and cooling of the earth, i.e., the seasons. Thanks in advance for the complete viewing of this presentation. All right. My references will be the Britannica.com, Zedic Astronomy, Earth is Not a Globe by Samuel Robotham, 1881, the National Academies Press, Understanding the Sun and Solar System Plasmas, Astronomy and Climate Earth System, Can Magma Motion under Sun-Moon Gravitation Contribute to Paleoclimatic Variations and Earth's Heat? 1912 Enlightenment of the World, Flat Earth Stationary, Abizad Zedics by John Abizad. Architecture, Mysticism, and Myth by W.R. Lethby. I will also be using ancient scriptures, various maps of antiquity, and some modern maps, such as the Gleason and Mercator map. I will also show various clips and pictures of some secondary sources. My premise is my position is solid. The earth is cone-shaped. Whenever heading north from the south, the overall elevation of land is inevitable and heading towards the center of the earth, which is towards the pinnacle of the cone. The earliest documented mention of the spherical earth concept dates from around the 6th to 5th century BC. In the 3rd century BC, Hellenistic astronomers established a roughly spherical shape of the earth as a physical fact and calculated the earth's circumference. This knowledge was gradually adopted through the Old World during late antiquity and the Middle Ages. A practical demonstration of Earth's sphericity was said to be achieved by Ferdinand Magellan and Juan Sebastian Elcano's circumnavigation of 1519 to 1522. So this dude tells me I don't see a cross in a pyramid. And my position is that when looking down on a pyramid, you don't see that it's a pyramid because you can't see the elevation. But what you can see is the cross, the outer edges of the pyramid. And that's what it is. On this particular pyramid here, you see a cross. Crazy ass King Seth. You see a 360 square, not a damn cross. Looking right at the damn cross, bro. Because my position is that the earth symbol is a cross in a circle. Let me show you what I mean. The star wheel. The star wheel is the oldest symbol on earth. The star wheel symbol is older than written history. It has survived because it is a symbol. It has been passed down by pictures and word of mouth for many centuries. So notice this right here. You see a cross and a circle. Contemporarily, we would think this was a Christian symbol. But this symbol is the symbol of the earth. As you can see, the median lines start thin at top and then get thicker at the bottom to simulate elevation in the center. And you can see the water surrounding the said cross. My position is that the earth is a pyramid, not just a cone. It is literally an ancient pyramid. Check this out. This was translated from Codex Sinaiticus, I believe. It says, medieval geographical conception was the belief in a world surrounded by the ocean, which in its confines was undeniable and impassable. The idea of surrounding ocean consolidated in antiquity could be recognized in the passages of Genesis that refer to the creation of the world, which seems to be created from a primordial ocean, in which God separates the water to give birth to the earth. Genesis 1:6 and Genesis 1:9. There were differences in opinions about the relative extent. Some believe that the ocean occupied a relatively small extent compared to the size of the inhabited world. Although most believe otherwise, the most important controversy revolved around the existence of antiopods. And antiopods is like where if there's one place on Earth, is another place on the other side of Earth with the exact um, made up just like it. And that's true. That's true all along the equator. And I'll show you how. Let me continue. It says the most important controversy around revolved around the existence of the antipods, not from a religious point of view, seen earlier, but the geographical point of view. This question's already dealt with the ancient world from crates of evil, 2nd century to 1st century, was moved to the medieval world by Macrobius in the 5th century, and was addressed and discussed for centuries, being geographically reflected on maps of Betos and Betos Lamberto de Saint Omer, the Venerable Veda, William de Contes, and Henry Maines, among others. Later, already in the modern age, the recognition of Americas as a new continent in the West and its two masses, North and South, seem to confirm the ancient theory of homogeneous continental mass in a balance in a continental masses in a continental balance system. That's interesting, ain't it? So they believe that the Earth is even on all sides, or something like that. The concept of surrounding ocean appears in the first authors from the 5th century, such as Orosius, and Macrobius, and is maintained on all medieval maps over the centuries. Perhaps the oldest image that can be related to this idea is that of figure 93, and that's the figure over to the left. As you can see, there's a cross and a circle, and that represents, look down, that's a pyramid you're looking down on top of, and the water that surrounds it. 4 corners, 4 sides to the pyramid, and water surrounding it. That is the earth symbol. In a book called Sketches of, this is a part of the Codex Sinaiticus of Greece, 1186, Sketches of the Cosmos. Just right now it's at St. Catherine Monastery in Sinai. This is their representation of the earth. As you can see, there's a great big mountain or mound. There's a dome, and there's the heavens, and there's the waters beneath. Here's another one, another figure. This is figure 6 from the same book, Sketches of Cosmos, Codex Sinaiticus, Greece, 1186. As you can see, there's a mound, water surrounding him, and the sun and the moon moves around it, and it is encapsulated in what is known as the firmament. For a background of this right here, this is actually the tabernacle, and the painter illustrated what the tabernacle represented, which represented the earth, and all that you see right here. This book is called Earth Not a Globe, and it's by Parallax, but that's a pseudonym, George Davy. This is chapter 4, the true form and magnitude of the earth. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on, let me click on here. Hold on, y'all. Oh, I'm just now turning the YouTube on. What's good? What's good, Kofi? This not Chris, this not TikTok, bro. Anyhow, let me get to the information. All right. Zedic Astronomy, Earth, Not a Globe, by Parallax Samuel Burley, Robotham, 1881, page 88 and 89. Yeah, I'm coming with it. The true form and magnitude of the Earth. So I took out some excerpts. It wasn't necessary. I just need to make a point that I'm not the only one who think this. 1881. The facts and experiments already advanced render it undeniable that the surface of all the waters of the earth is horizontal, and that however irregular the upper lining outline of the land itself may be, the whole mass, land and water together, constitutes an immense non-moving circular plane. So we got a circle, right? So when people say the earth is a sphere, you know that's play. The earth is a circle. You can prove that it's circular looking down. Let me turn this down. All right. Let's go back to the information. All right. He said, if we travel by land or sea from any part of the earth in the direction of any meridian line, and those are the lines that's when you look on a map and you're looking down on the circle, it's some straight lines heading out from center to outward of the map. But I'll show you guys. Let's continue. If we travel by land or sea from any part of the earth in the direction of any meridian line and towards the northern center star called Polaris, we come to one and the same place, a region of ice where the star, which has been our guide and is directly above us or vertical to our position. This region is called the center of the earth. So listen what he said. If we travel by land or sea from any part of the earth in the direction of north, no matter where you are, you're going to come to one and the same place, a icy region at the top of the earth, below the Polaris star. Right? Recent observations seem to prove that it is a vast central tidal sea, nearly 1,000 miles in diameter, and surrounded by a great wall or barrier of ice 80 to 100 miles in breadth. If from the central region we trace our outline of lands which project or radiate from it, and hold on, move this out the way, and the surface of which is above the water, we find that the present form of the earth or dry land, as distinguished from the waters of the great deep, is an irregular mass of capes, bays, and islands terminating in great bluffs or headlands, projecting principally towards the south, or at least in a direction away from the great northern center. So the land starts at the center, which is at the top, and then it projects or it radiates outward, downward, down the hill. Okay. In Architecture, Mysticism, and Myth by W.R. Lethby, uh, page 14, The World Fabric, it says this. This was written in 1892. A general description of what we may call the chamber type, either square or round, with a ceiling or a dome. The earth is a mountain, and around its base flows the ocean, or it floats on the ocean. Beyond is a high range of mountains, which form the walls of the enclosure, and on these is either laid the great ceiling in one great slab, or it is a dome. Sometimes the system is compromised and the earth is square, the sky is circular, and they do not seem to have realized the difficulty of these pendatives. The firmament is sustained by the earth mountain and in the center. Okay? The firmament is sustained by the earth mountain in the center. So the firmament is in the sky. The earth mountain must be up there as well. The tip, the pinnacle, okay? As the equismic account given by Dr. Rink, the earth with the sea supported by it rests upon pillars. and covers an underworld accessible by various entrances from the sea as well as from the mountain cliffs. Above the earth, an upper world is found, beyond the blue sky, being a solid consistence vaults itself like an outer shell, and as some say, revolves around some high mountain top in the far north. A man in a boat went to the border of the ocean where the sky comes down to meet it. H. Spencer, Sociology. A man was created, he said, man was created on the mountaintop where it is in contact with heaven, and all earthy vegetation springs from the seeds of the central tree. In the South Pacific, Mr. Andrew Lang tells us the sky is a solid vault of blue stone. In the beginnings of things, the sky pressed hard on the earth, and the god rule was, oh, I forgot to copy that. Forgot what to say. But as you can see, y'all, this is not anything that I'm creating. This is actual information. This information is actually out here. Now pay attention to this. This is how they tell us, this is how the constellations move around us, and this is what we see. Now, why? They want us to believe this, but the truth is that this angle is on every side. This angle, so anybody standing on this angle will see the constellations from this view. One will view the celestials at a slant on either side of the earth, depending on the elevated position one is. You feel what I'm saying? You can be up here. This is how you're going to see it because, look, man, the earth don't move. It's still stationary. But this slant is on every side. And no one can be on all sides at one time. So this is believed. They tricked us. We believe that this is how we see the sky because this is how the earth is spinning, but really they did the math backwards. Everything is still and we're standing on a slant, and the sky is spinning around us, and we're only seeing it in this position. We see the constellations in this position is because we're standing at a slant. Look at this. This is the Polaris star. This is the Polaris star, bro. How do you get, let me tell you what it is first if y'all don't know. This is a time lapse of the constellations or the celestials, right? Everyone knows that if you're standing directly beneath the Polaris star, this time lapse would be directly above you. But as you can see, the Polaris star is lateral to the position of the photographer. How do you get that? The Polaris star is always north. It's never going to move, right? I mean, not going to. It's there. That's what people have been using throughout history to know whether they're going north or south. So how do you get this time lapse lateral the position of the camera? It's because they're on a slant. They're on a pyramid. That's how you get that. And this is the position that they're viewing. Let me show you. Back to this. This is the position that the earth is on every side. So it's four corners or four sides. This slant, like a pyramid, you'll have on every side. And that's why we see the constellations like we do. The northern star is being viewed from a lateral position, and the only way you can get that is to be at an angle, at a slant. This is the sun. This is how you explain this. We're on a slant. It doesn't go 360 degrees around like we think it should, right? But it is. We're just on a slant. So it looks like it's dipping off over here. But in reality, it is going 360 degrees. NASA shows us, puts it right in our face what the earth is shaped like. Right in our face. It's there the whole time. What do you see? You see water surrounding a mountain and ice at its base. This is the South Pole. The South Pole goes all the way around this mountain. Now, of course, they're not going to make it look like it really does, right? Well, how was the water stand on it like that? Well, it's not even at this angle, really. This is just a projection. But believe me, it's doing it, and we're at an angle. And that's the only explanation for all of this. This right here that you see over here is on the other side of this mountain, this pyramid, right? The Hereford map of 1300s, of the 1300s. What do you see? You can't show a pyramid looking. You can't show that it's a pyramid. It'll have to be a cross to show that it's a pyramid looking down. But this is a map of the earth. And you see right at the top is a pyramid. That is the extent of the earth. So I'm showing you a consistency. The earth is a mountain. The earth is a mound. The earth is an oblate spheroid. I'll show you how you I'll show you what an oblate spheroid is. The Walls-Muller map of 1502. This is consistent, y'all. The earth is not a ball. There have been cartographers and sailors and writers that's been putting this information out here forever. All right, look at this. You see? You see that? Pyramids. Up one pyramid. This is one side. You close it, and it closes into one. It looks like this on both sides. But I take into the liberty to extract this portion so you can see that this is a pyramid. The earth is a pyramid. This is the oldest Japanese map. You can look it up. Just Google oldest Japanese map. Forgot what it's called. However, as you can see, the earth to them is also a kind of a pyramid. You have the sun, you have the moon, and you have the heavens above. The book Great Pyramid, Why Was It Built and Who Built It? This is by John Taylor. I took some excerpts from it, and you can see why I say what I say. But watch this. We got a tool that was given to us to be able to confirm that the earth is a pyramid. But watch this. The Great Pyramid, Why Was It Built and Who Built It? By John Taylor. Pi and the Great Pyramid. John Taylor, who first proposed, it was John Taylor who first proposed the idea that the number pi might have been intentionally incorporated in the design of the Great Pyramid at Khufu at Giza. He discovered that if one divides the perimeter of the pyramid by its height, one obtains a close approximation to 2 pi. He compared this to the fact that if one divides the circumference of a circle by its radius, one also obtains 2 pi. He suggests that perhaps the Great Pyramid was intended to be a representation of the spherical earth, the height corresponding to the radius joining the center of the earth to the North Pole, and the perimeter corresponding to the earth's circumference at the equator. So I don't know why they put the spherical earth. It's clearly a pyramid. It's the math equals. All you have to do is divide numbers or multiply numbers, and it will of the Khufu pyramid, and it'll equal certain mathematical facts concerning the earth. Even the distance, using the other two pyramids, you can discern the distance of the moon and the sun from the earth. So the actual pyramids were a tool as well. Also, Gary Osborne, as you can see, all copyrights reserved. 2016, he made this, and this is actually used in the scientific community today to express what the guy Jonathan Taylor has said years prior. Great Pyramid and the combined radius of the Earth and Moon, both at 1/40 ratio, referencing the distance between the Earth and Moon of 30 Earth meaning diameters and 110 Moon mean diameters. 140 subtract 30 equal 110. So he's just showing you how the Earth directly, the Giza Pyramid directly correlates to the Earth. Now, it can correlate to the Earth, right? Because they're just trying to tell us that it's a circle, that it's a ball, right? But the math is adding up. So get rid of the visuals of how you see the Earth. The math adds up, whether you know what the Earth look like or not. And the math equals a freaking pyramid. Now, this is the kicker. This is the most accurate map in the world ever produced. Narukawa managed to create the orthograph world map in a way that it can be transformed from a sphere to a flat triangle while maintaining, while maintaining the correct sea and land proportions. So they had issues with transforming the globe Earth into a flat map because they were running into issues of distorting the waters or the land in order to make it flat. So this guy proposed a mathematical gesture, and he took the ball Earth, divided it into 96 triangles. Then, listen, I'll show you. By dividing the world into 96 triangles, making it a tetrahedron. So he took the ball Earth math, right? And then he placed on the map the proper sizes, ratio, proportions of the land masses and water. And he now is successful at turning it into a flat rectangle without distorting the actual land masses and water. Now, how does he do that? He turns it into a pyramid. In 1999, Japanese architect Hajime Naruka tackled the century-old challenge of how to accurately draw an oblate spheroid Earth on a flat plane with the orthograph world map. The orthograph world map, which frames the world's physical components in a 2D rectangle, won the 2016 Good Design Grand Award in Japan. The Good Design Award ceremony is hosted by Japan Institute for Design Promotion and was founded by the Japanese Ministry of International Trade and Industry in 1957. Naruka managed to create the world map in a way that it can be transformed from a sphere to a flat rectangle while maintaining the correct sea and land proportions. No other people were able to do this. No other maps before this. This is why he won an award. No other maps before this particular map. There were attempts using the same concept, like the Diamatrix map, I think is what it's called. It does the same thing, into a flat triangle without distorting the actual principle of the map. And this is what he did. So a spherical surface is divided into 96 regions. The divided regions are mapped on 96 regions on the inflated tetrahedron while it maintains their ratios. It's crazy. The divided regions on an inflated tetrahedron are flattened to be a tetrahedron while it maintains the area ratios. So he could turn it, so he can't do it on a ball. He can't make it proportionate on a ball. But in order to make the lands proportionate, it can't be done on a ball, but it can be done on a pyramid. So basically what he did is he turned the ball into a pyramid so that it can be, he just corrected the math. Start here. You don't even need this. This right here, this globe is a lie. Start here. Right? A rectangle world map is obtained by cutting out the tetrahedron. The obtained rectangular map is an aspect ratio of 3:4. Very close. But let's see what it looks like. Now, forget this math, because you see these meridian lines? This is actually taken into perspective. This is accurate. This is what these lines, the land is doing, which is why he was able to actually accurately place it on a tetrahedron. Correcting the sphere mathematics to a tetrahedron to form a perfect flat map. I don't know if y'all be able to see this. Let me see.
まず地球があります。球体を96等分します。これは96等分でも600等分でも等分数が多ければ多いほどいいんですが、この説明用には96等分したものを使います。一個一個の細長いこういう三角形の白いラインで、区分された三角形が全体の96分の1を保っているという面積を保ちながら、一度新車投影というのを行って、こういうおにぎり状の形に書き写す。まず地球があります。球体を96等分します。これは96等分でも600等分でも等分数が多ければ多いほどいいんですが、この説明用には96等分したものを使います。一個一個の細長いこういう三角形の白いラインで区分された三角形が全体の96分の1を保っているという面積を保ちながら、一度新車投影というのを行って、こういう
The earth is a pyramid. This is what it turns into after he's done, right? And this is the true perspective of the masses. Still pay attention to the meridian lines. Notice how they're all headed upward towards what? All headed upward. And this is a black hole. This is a circle. This is the top of the earth, right? And the reason why you don't see any land over here is because God destroyed that portion, and I can prove it. It's really 1/4 of the land, but a tetrahedron is 3 corners. They're only giving you coverage of land, of the land masses, of the land mass itself. But there's another side that they're not accounting for. It's not on this map. So it would be really 4 corners, but he only used 3 to account for the land. So 1, 2, 3. But over here, there's another side. But look at this. Look how the United States is, right? And look where Africa is, right? So basically what you got to do is take this edge and wrap it around to here. And that's how, and then you will see that the earth is a fucking pyramid. The earth is a pyramid, y'all. And over here was destroyed. But this is over here too. Now, how do you circumnavigate a pyramid earth? Even in this map, I hope you can see it now. These circles and these meridian lines show you that this is a great big mountain. But I know it to be a pyramid, an actual pyramid. I'll show you later. Let's listen to what my man got to say.
Everyone, just wanted to make a really short video on how to circumnavigate the flat earth. And what caused me to make this video is I have a Facebook friend who stated that he has a friend who is a pilot that I guess hauls freight on a carrier plane all around the world. And that the pilot had asked him, if the earth is flat, how did he travel east, going east all the way around the world and ending back up in the country that he started from by only going east? And it's really, really simple, and I'm going to show you this real quick. First of all, we're going to use a true flat earth map, which is from 1892, and this copy is out of...
He called it flat earth because he hasn't awakened yet. Of course, it's not flat. Like I stated before, the earth rises in the center. All right, but let's continue.
The Boston Public Library, Now, in order to understand this, first you have to understand magnetism. Now, this compass right now is pointing to the real North Pole. The little arrow is north, and it's pointing to the real North Pole. But watch when I alter that with a magnet. That's the same thing the North Pole does. It automatically pulls that north arrow to it. So this magnet would be the North Pole, okay? Now, on the map, I've already magnetized the center of this flat Earth map, which would be the North Pole. Now, check this out. As we take this compass, which as you can see, it's pointing north where it's supposed to right now. But now we're going to go take it to a smaller scale, which is going to be right here. Now watch what happens to the compass. It automatically points to the center of the flat Earth map. Now watch as I move it around the center of this. Being that it's magnetized, it will automatically point to the center no matter where it is on this map. Now, let's get to the point. The guy said his route started in Dubai, then went to Asia, then he went to Sydney, Australia, then he went to the United States, then to Europe, and then ending back in Dubai. Now check this out. Watch where the east stays at on the compass the whole time. Here's the flight. Okay? East. The whole time. East. 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 So no matter where you go, no matter which country you're in, like right here, here's the United States. This over here is the east. This is the west. The sun comes up on the eastern coast and sets on the west coast. Well, let's move the compass over here. East coast, west coast. The north is always going to be north, no matter which one of these countries you're in. As you can see here, the north is always going to be north, and east is always going to be east. South is always going to be the same south that you've always known it as. And west is always going to be west, no matter which one of these countries you are in. So therefore, there's how the pilot traveled east around a flat earth, because your compass will always point to the magnetic pole. You have two sides to a magnet, and one's called the North Pole, which is the pull side, and one side of the magnet is called the South Pole, which is the push side. So, if this compass is always pointing north, where's south always pointing? To the ice wall. To the ice wall. Now, what's south of all of these countries on a globe? The Antarctica, right? So when people think, all these countries think the Antarctica's under them, but it's not. It's the ice wall. That's why it pulls to the south. The outer ring is the pull side, or the push side of the magnet. So the ice wall is south, always. Now, doesn't that make sense to you? The ice wall is south, no matter where you go on the flat earth. And the North Pole is always going to be in the north. And you can only travel around the world going east, which is this way, or west. Now check out the compass. Where's it pointing to when we're going this way? West, right? All the way around, it's pointing west. And you can look it up yourself. We can only circumnavigate the earth from east to west. Nobody ever in history has ever circumnavigated the earth north to south, which means if you start here in the North Pole, you cannot circumnavigate around back to the North Pole by flying over the south, because there is no south. They don't want you to know that. So that's why it's called no-fly zones, and you're not allowed to circumnavigate over what they call Antarctica, which is not really Antarctica. It's an ice wall, and it ends there. And that's why they banned you from flying over it, because you'll know once you get there, you can't fly over it. I mean, it's really, really common sense. Now pay attention as we turn the flat earth map into a globe. Pay attention to the continents. They are still positioned north, east, west, and south. And take a look at the ice wall. What's it become when you turn it into a ball? It becomes the Antarctica. And if you'll notice, it's south of all the continents, just like the ice wall is south of all the continents on the flat earth map. And therefore, you cannot tell the difference. The only reason that you believe what you believe is because that's what you have been taught to believe without questioning it. Now, this is not something new. You know, everyone has known this for 5,000 years, all ancient civilizations, all the way up. I mean, this map is 1892. It says scientifically and practically correct. This is not something new. This has always been like this. And then the last 100 years, with these fake government agencies, especially NASA in the last 50 years, has convinced you otherwise. Now look, even the ice wall itself is named all the way around it. Now all of a sudden that we live on a globe, all those places are gone, they don't exist anymore. Well, how did they exist in 1892, but they don't exist now? And as you can see right here on the map, it says Antarctic Circle. It doesn't say Antarctic continent because it's a circle of ice that surrounds the Earth and holds all of the oceans in. So anyways, that is how you circumnavigate on a flat Earth. It's really, really simple. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
That was well displayed. Great.
Everyone.
Okay. I think I'm going to stop right here because I got to go get some smokes, some cigars. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Do your research. The Earth is a pyramid. If you want that smoke, come see me. Holla at Solar Vision. He'll set us up a debate. I don't care what caliber you are. I don't care if you're a scientist. Come see me. Come see me. Leave a message. Make sure you subscribe and like. Even share. No one's going to ever win this debate. I'm pretty sure no one is gutsy enough to take it. I'm looking for you, Swab Boss. And Brother Sanchez, I think you know that the Earth is a pyramid. You just don't want to spit my information. I don't know. You can't study as much as you do and don't know by now that the Earth is a pyramid. This has been going on for 2-3 years now. I've been saying the same thing. You fellas won't have no conversation with me. You won't talk to me about it. Now, I created this channel to put out the information for the people. It will no longer be hidden. Globe Earth, flat Earth, all that shit is a lie. It's a lie, y'all. Real talk. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the man cave over here at the Arguments League. I'm gonna try to post something. No, you know what? My schedule's so awful. It's like a man cave, just like I do. When I'm able to get off work and get down in the man cave, that's what I do. I come down in the man cave. I promise to drop a video of some hot shit every single time I come in the man cave. Also, I'm working on some cut scenes and shit. We got a beauty of the week. You feel what I'm saying? We got fine wines and shit like that. We got men's jewelry, men's cologne. Yeah, we doing it over here, man. We talk, like I said, we're gonna talk about men's health and all that. I'm just trying to work it in. Right now, I gotta put out a couple of fires. These niggas over here thinking they making some moves, and I gotta shut that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Peace out to you peoples. I appreciate you stopping by again. Don't forget to hit that like and comment. We need the channel to grow. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. My word. Peace.